Once they start eating this way, you will make yourself heart attack proof. Going back over proof. We know that if people are eating this way, they are not going to have a heart attack.
Not only could we be past our last heart attack, but the vast majority of people, even my age, could actually reverse a lot of their blockage.
Everywhere you look, it seems a heart attack is just waiting to happen. If you haven't had a heart attack yourself, you likely know someone who has. But I've got a secret to share. With what we know right now, we could see the last heart attack in America. I've been investigating this for over a year. I've got lessons to share. Things you need to know. Things your doctor may not tell you.
I was lucky I didn't die of a heart attack.
Former President Clinton, like too many people, was busy. And for years, he ignored warning signs from his heart. But in 2004, during an exhausting book tour, there was something different.
I had a real tightness in my chest when I was getting off the airplane. They hustled me down to Columbia Presbyterian, and they confirmed the determination that I had serious blockage and needed the surgeries.
The 58-year-old Clinton needed to have his chest opened, his heart stopped, and surgery performed. On Labor Day in 2004, Mr. Clinton had 4 blood vessels bypassed. If it happened to him, could it happen to you? What about me? I'm a pretty typical guy in his early 40s with a family history of heart disease. So I decided to go on a mission to never have a heart attack. But how? When people talk about trying to end heart attacks in the world, or in America at least, one of the ways to do that is to take a look inside the heart, see what's happening before someone ever has a problem. And that's what we're going to do here today. You're actually going to look for what in my heart?
Yes, for calcium, which is part of the atherosclerotic process, the plaques in the heart. And if you're heading for a heart attack in 5, 10, 20 years, you will already have plaque. It's a lifelong process.
The coronary calcium scan. That's the test I'm having done. We can now find clues before heart trouble gets dangerous, even before the first symptoms. As president, Bill Clinton never got any of the advanced imaging, like the coronary calcium scan or the ultrasound of his carotid. Those are tests that are now more readily available to everyone. Did you ever wonder how seemingly healthy people can have a heart attack? This may surprise you. Most heart attacks happen in people with no symptoms, in people whose arteries are less than 50% blocked. Your body needs cholesterol, actually makes it. It's in the lining of every cell in your body. The liver sends out LDL cholesterol, and when everything works right, the good HDL scavenges excess LDL and brings it back to the liver. You also get cholesterol in foods, things like meat, French fries, eggs, butter, desserts, ice cream. Your cholesterol number is a good measure of what's in the blood. But here's the problem. It doesn't tell you if it's building up in the walls of your blood vessels, forming plaque. And it's the plaque that causes heart attacks. Here's what does matter: the size of your LDL, or bad cholesterol particles. Larger LDL particles don't pose much of a threat because they pass through the blood vessels without sticking. It's the smaller LDL particles that are more likely to lodge in the walls of blood vessels and cause a buildup of plaque. That's why Dr. Agatston wants a blood sample. He wants to find out if I have a lot of small LDL particles, a sign that I could be prone to building up plaque no matter what my overall cholesterol number is. Spend just a few moments with Bill Clinton and you'll see he's a changed man. For starters, he's a lot thinner than he was as president. Dr. Dean Ornish has studied and written about diet and heart disease for decades.
Mrs. Clinton asked me if I would work with the chefs who cook for the first family, and then began working with President Clinton directly as one of his consulting physicians. The president did like unhealthy foods, and we were able to put soy burgers in the White House, for example, and to have him get foods that were delicious and nutritious.
But President Clinton's heart troubles were not over. When the devastating earthquake struck Haiti in 2010, President Clinton flew to Port-au-Prince to support the relief efforts. I spent time with him and saw that he looked tired, not himself. The doctor said it was a mechanical failure of the bypass, and he needed stents to open the blocked artery.
The goal of the treatment, and I think it will be achieved, is for President Clinton to resume his very active lifestyle. This was not a result of either his lifestyle or his diet, which have been excellent.
But Dr. Dean Ornish didn't see it that way.
And so I wrote him a letter and I said, you know, the friends that mean the most to me are the ones that tell me what I need to hear, not necessarily what I want to hear. And you need to know that your genes are not your fate. And I say this not to blame you, but to empower you. And I'm happy to work with you to whatever extent you want to move forward in that way. And we met a few days later and he said he was ready to do it.
This time around, he decided to get much more strict in his approach. No more meat, no more eggs, no more dairy, almost no oil. The mantra is, eat nothing that has a mother